In today's episode, we're going to talk about the 4 keys to success for starting a rental business. I'm here. I'm your host, Xavier, and my co-host,
Sauceda.
And we got a special episode for you today in there. And if you notice anything different on this episode, we got a new hire. She's over there. She'll show herself one day over there, if you can see. But let's get into this though. So these are the fundamental building blocks from when we first started out. We had a really big issue on this first one when we first started getting people, and it was just being on time. Like, the biggest thing you can do to be successful in the rental industry is just to be on time. Eddie, remember the first day, what you did?
Oh, yeah.
When we combined everything?
Yeah, I went and got breakfast. And it kind of ate into that time. And I remember Xavier calling, like, how many have you done so far? I don't know if I did 1 or none.
No, I think you did like 3, but you had like 18 though.
Oh, yeah, because I was like, give me all yours. And, so he's like, well, I don't think you have any time to be taking a lunch break or a breakfast. So, yeah. And we fell kind of behind, and that's one thing you want to make sure is just kind of time manage. That way you don't drop the ball on the customer, because if you're late, then everything else goes downhill from there.
Yeah, they start nitpicking and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I know one thing that really helped us by being on time specifically was when we put our system together. So if you're using Rently, which we offer, or if you're using TapGoods or any of those softwares out there that you want to use, is for us, the biggest reason why we were late is because like we were using QuickBooks, and we would go in there and put the invoices in there, and then we would put, and then we were just like, people would pay, and then sometimes people would pay, but we didn't notice. And so people were like, hey.
Are you coming?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we're just wrapping some stuff up, and then,
and then we'd be like, we'll be on the way. Then we just go back to the warehouse and get in. This is when we had one warehouse, so it was doable. Yeah. That was just like really terrible for the most part. The next thing that like I think that really helped us kind of stay on time is that every order, not every order, but 90% of the orders you would say are on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So we start splitting the orders up across Thursday, Friday, and even on Wednesday for the Saturday events, so that we can take more events and still not always plan on game day. Because now we'll do about 100 events before we even get to Saturday, and Saturday we might have 3, 4, at the most 10 for the most part. That was like a huge strategy of changing out so we could be on time.
Yeah, because one thing that we do know is like things happen, and the more time you have, then the more, I guess in the background, you know what happened, but the customer will never get a sense that something bad happened, and like Xavier said, they'll use that against you sometimes and nitpick. But yeah, just you want to have as much time as you can. That way you can execute better.
Eddie, what was the worst story of us being late?
I think the worst one was, it still haunts me now. There's a rep that came to our office, and we were buying office supplies to her, and she had a party for her little daughter, and we just dropped the ball on her and never showed up.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I remember that's the one. You want to go into the backstory behind that?
You said keep it short.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that was around, was it Penny?
Yeah.
Yep, it was Penny's birthday. So Eddie brought, I call him Tweedledoo and Tweedledum, to come help out in there, and then they couldn't figure out how to get the trailer, they couldn't figure out how to
get the lock off the trailer.
Get the lock off the trailer on there. And so it was just like a huge thing. And then the crazy part, Eddie went to do stuff for the thing, and he still ended up coming back and still making the same deliveries that he was going to make earlier, which is crazy because they like showed up for no reason on there. I was so mad at them. Yeah. It was a terrible time. Horrible. On there. But that was our fault. We put ourselves in a situation. Can't forget the number one rule, it's just being on time. So the next thing, and this is a issue that I would say still have this issue today, is being accurate on the inventory. So this is specifically on like if the customer ordered 10 chairs, then we bring 10 chairs. If the customer ordered 30 umbrellas, we bring 30 umbrellas. So that has been like huge on like just like people bringing too much or bringing not enough, just having the inventory not correct. What's a couple of things have we done, would you say, to prevent that?
A couple of things that we've done is I know one thing, like on the drop-off photos, we have, I'll just say, we have everybody take photos when you drop the items off, and then our dispatcher goes back in those photos and kind of counts everything, and just to kind of make sure that what they ordered is what they got, and that's pretty much it. Then we contact the customer too and get a verbal confirmation from them, and then as far as them not having enough stuff, sometimes we'll have it preloaded and we'll have multiple hands kind of count everything, but even then sometimes one will slip through and we'll miss like one chair or something like that.
Yeah, because like once you're on time, that's good, but if you have to make a second trip, then you're basically automatically late on there. People see it as just being late. They can be like, oh, the driver came 5 times on there, and then they won't blame
5 times.
Yeah, and they won't blame the driver. They're going to blame you. So make sure you're looking at that, because last time I've seen a customer say, oh, yeah, I tipped him because the driver was working so hard and he came back 5 times. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And then I heard, but you guys ruined everything. I'm like, I did. It's like the driver just showed up 5 times. You gave him a tip. But you're going to get hit with stuff like that on there. And really just keeping your counts, keep it accurate. This also is going to prevent you from overbooking or believing that you overbooked. Because you put you put 5 chairs here that wasn't supposed to be here, so you're shorted later on down the road, especially when you get in those type situations. So we really want to make sure that we do not do that. Another thing, and this is one that we've been fixing a lot more on this right here, this is the consistency in the equipment. So if you are going to buy from one supplier, you have to always buy from one supplier on there, and you have to just keep it going, or you have to sell all of them, because we're planning on replacing our chairs right now. And the biggest issue that we're having, that we were thinking about at first, was we need to replace all of them on there. So because like you get the same consistency, they clean the same way, they look the same way. But customers coming in and saying, I got 3 different types of chairs, even though they fit the same thing, or they'd be like, they're 3 different colors. Because the color is a little bit off on them.
Another thing that's like a big headache is the cocktail tables. So there's like
cocktail tables.
What we've encountered, there's 2 designs. So I think everybody knows they generally come in 3 pieces. You have your top, your middle pole, which gives it the height that you want, and the base.
Except for those plastic ones.
Well, yeah, you have the plastic ones, and like the Lifetime ones, or I think there's other manufacturers that make them. You don't have to worry about this, but the general ones that we've been using, and we see other companies around us use. It's a 3-piece design. So sometimes they will have a different design. Like one will have a teeth in the middle that it grabs onto the top, and then there's another one that just has like no teeth. It's just fatter. So that's one problem that we have, because like now there's 2 different designs of cocktail tables, and they get mixed up sometimes. And then the customer will say, "Hey, the top is wobbly because it has the wrong pole in it." So that's a big headache, and it's just the more combinations of things that you have, the more likely problems are going to occur. So to try to eliminate that, you just need to have one specific type.
I think we did a good job with this with the ghost chairs, and probably because it's the only place you can buy ghost chairs that are 1 unit. So they're all the same.
Well, we haven't tried that Florida place yet, the one Xavier chair in Florida.
What was that saying that you always say?
What?
About if it ain't broken, then don't fix it, or whatever.
That's true. If it's not broken, don't fix it. So
if it's working.
If it works,
There you go. So like, I believe like just if you go through and you're just on time, that's the first step. You get there on time. Make sure you have exactly what they say that you need to have, and make sure they all look similar on there, on some sort of there. So, which I just realized I just flipped the paper and I went past my next step, and this is one right here. I don't know if you're ever gonna get past this, because people just go be saying stuff all the time, even when you do it. Cleaning the items, like, make sure your items clean, at least the best you can. Now, there are still going to be dirt on them from moving them from a truck, out to the warehouse, onto the customer, and all this other stuff. We've actually had one customer who literally piled up some dirt. That's what she got from outside and put on top of the chair and say, "These things are dirty." So people are gonna say stuff, and then usually they say stuff after, if one of the other things are messed up for the most part.
Exactly. If you give them anything to complain about, they'll just continue on nitpicking. But another thing is education too. Some of the customers that you are gonna get, they're gonna be brand new to the the whole service aspect of this, so they're not going to understand that, these items have been used hundreds and hundreds of times. So they're going to have little scratches and, dings and stuff like that. Even with maintenance, you're still going to have your occasional your wear on the item. So some customers, they think it should be brand new and immaculate condition, but you're going to have some debate there. So you just want to educate your customer that these are rental items. They're not brand new. So that way you can kind of eliminate the fights in the future.
And I know one person specifically talks about not even cleaning them and just giving the people who said something about it a discount back. So like 60 cents. Sometimes it's worth more than the issue. They say if cleaning technically might cost you more than 60 cents to clean each one.
Yeah.
So that's the option too. It just depends on how you want to do it. And the further you are away from big major cities, you don't have to do that. But when you're somewhere like us, like we send out a lot of clean stuff, it can just be a scuff. And then on there, and then someone will spend, say I spent 3 hours trying to clean this chair, and I want my 3 hours back. And in real life, it was a scuff, and they never actually cleaned it off because it's something that was actually put into it, and that's just because it comes with some wear and tear on there. This is the last one. We call this the plus one on here. So this is specifically, if you do those other 4 things, your business will grow. You won't have many issues. People recommend you. But if you do this right here, this is what helps take your business to the next level. And I know most people think it's marketing, think it's some secret potion they got to do, stroke it this way, do it that way. But it's really just doing what you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to do it, then do it. And if you can keep your word and keep pushing forward and what you say you do, and then just do that exactly. If you can, if that's the only thing you do, then everything else works out. People don't like it when you do like a bait and switch, which we had a situation this last week. I was like so mad, and I don't even get mad on stuff like that. Not on stuff like that.
I was upset.
I was upset, and like because he's usually the mad one all the time.
I was the calm guy.
Yeah. and then so whatever these sign people that we're working with right now, I'm putting them out there. Yes.
Sign Express.
The Sign Express, yes. The guy we worked at, they told us specifically. I asked them, are we going to have an issue with getting lights on the sign? And they were like, no problem. We did this before. No issue. We worked in Louisville. I said, it's on Main Street. Is that going to be an issue? Is this design going to work on there? They said, no, we got it. It just works past through a month and a half. That was September. It is June now. No sign. Paid the money. We still don't have none of the stuff on there. And then they still talking about, I don't know what they're saying, actually, because I wouldn't even listen. I'm not going to lie, but this is not good. So just do what you say you're going to do. I'm not saying that we haven't had some issues where things came up and we weren't the best at it, but, like, that's what actually hurts you the most. Your name is what you're going to carry on and push your business out there. And if you can't really take a hold of what you say and do it exactly what you said you're going to do, you're going to have major issues out here. I'd rather you say you're not going to do something than say you are going to do it and then don't do it. Because for them, like, they're working on it now because we went down there and, had to rattle some feathers and stuff like that. But it is not good. And I think Eddie's big on this right here, even, like, when it hurts us. And I think even Kobe, I would say, even if it's, like, midnight, he got to come back. And some of that, we just try to do whatever we tell them exactly we're going to do. We try to do that. Yeah. And, you don't have to do nothing more, nothing less. Just exactly that on there. Do you got any stories about that you had went to a customer's house?
Well, I remember we said, there's plenty of times. There's plenty of big tents that we said we're going to get it done that day. And I know we stayed until, like, I kid you not, like, until, like, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And we had people crashing and and pulling over in parking lots, falling asleep. Like, we had our whole team because we told the customer, like, we're going to get it done today. And we did, but we just came later than we anticipated. Yeah. But that's just our principle that, if we give you our word, we'll do everything possible. If they're like, if like the car blew up and every attempt that we tried just didn't work, then that's. But we have the means and the power to do it, and we push forward and we do what we say we're going to do.
Yeah, and that's been big for us. So we have a new segment. If you guys haven't noticed, we're being a lot more organized. So this next segment is going to be frequently asked questions on here. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna rattle some off. You try to answer them. Okay. On there, and then we can go from there, or we can bounce it, if that makes sense. I'll do the first one. You do the second one.
Let me do the first one. I like
that. Okay, no, you can answer the first one.
No, I'm gonna say it out. You answer the first one.
I can answer it.
Yeah, because this is more like yours.
If you say so. Remember, use a service advisor though.
Yeah, you're right, but that
You got to still get coached. You
Okay,
got to
fine.
call
Come
people
on,
in
let's
there.
go. Let's go.
You running from it?
All right, come on.
You scared?
I'm not scared.
All right, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. What to do after you sent the initial cost quote or the quote to the client?
Okay.
What's the next step, Eddie?
The next step, obviously, once you send it off, we always say touch the customer. So you follow up call, and just tell them, hey, I want to make sure that you got the quote. If you have any questions, that way you can resolve it right then and there. And then the best thing to do is to try to seal the deal right there, because one thing that we know is like everybody's time is valuable, and they've already spent time in creating this quote. If you can kind of cut their time and them going to the next person, get another quote, and just seal the deal, then they'll be happy. Then also kind of find what, if there's something that's preventing them from sealing the deal too, whether it's money right now, the authorization side. That way you can kind of better figure out like a strategy to kind of seal the deal on this customer.
All right.
Basically, be fast. Is basically what I'm saying. You want to get to them as quick as possible once they send in that initial quote.
Yeah. All right. What's the next one? Next question.
Okay. The next question is be how to follow up with clients.
Yeah. So we basically do a 3-step, kind of like I don't know exactly what you call it, 3 times on this part. So we follow with the person the next day, 2 days after, a week. I guess it's more than that. A week after, then 2 weeks after. And then we follow up with them 1 or 2 times a week or 2 from their event on there. So usually the week before and then the week of, just to check on there. And then at different points and stages on there, that's when we start getting people back. A lot of people come with the second follow-up. As you probably seen, you look at the messages, you see, oh, yeah, I forgot totally about this right here. I need this. And it's like last minute on there. So that's just kind of the general how we just follow up. And we usually do that through text, email, and through over the phone. And if we get another method, like if someone messages us on Facebook, we message them back through Facebook. If they're on live chat and we see them somehow come on live chat, we'll do it through live chat. It don't really matter. We'll do the messenger pigeon on that part. We'll show up and do graffiti on where they drive by. Doesn't really matter on there, but that's kind of the general census on there. Sorry about that. Okay, so how many times? Okay, I guess I just answered.
You just answered, so it's perfect. Go ahead, say it.
Okay, so how many times to follow up with your clients? I would say at least 3, at least. More often, you should follow up until your client tells you no, that they don't want to do it at all. Nothing they want to do.
Yeah,
and
consistency pays off.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep being consistent, because it shows that, hey, this person wants my business, and they're most likely gonna do very well for me. One thing that I think me and Xavier can relate is me and him hate when we call, and it's like it falls on deaf ears. They never call back, or
we trying
give
to
us
spend
our
the money,
quote, and we have money in our hand. We're like, all right, who wants it? And nobody follows up or calls us back.
What's that car scene they saying? The person's on the lot or something?
Oh yeah. The person on the lot means they're ready to buy, even if they're not ready to buy, they're ready to buy.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, this is a good one. Okay. How to avoid having your rental items left in the rain at a customer's place?
Oh, well, I think the easiest thing is you can have like measures that if it does happen, then you charge a fee. So that generally, the scare factor works very well, especially when they have their card on file. So just getting that information and having it on file, so that way it kind of dawns over the customer's head whenever the rain does come. It's a good way to avoid that. Is there any other things you want to add to that? That's the only thing I would say. The money thing, because you're going to get paid.
Tell them that you don't want the rain. You can do what you used to do when we first met. Just go pick it right up right after the event is the best way that, to not have an issue. Just to go pick it up. Second thing, which I think we might do, just because you always want to have a backup, is just going to be maybe just give them a tarp or something like that. Just something to stop it.
Well, this is mainly for the wooden items, right? If someone
this is for all the items. You don't want nothing outside.
Yeah, nothing.
The wooden items is nothing. They leave the wooden items outside. They just don't care, so they getting charged up.
Yeah, because it's gonna damage. It's gonna bulge up and everything.
Yeah, 100% gonna bulge up. We've seen that.
Yeah.
So maybe with the wooden items, maybe we're gonna put tarps out. Maybe that's something we should look into doing. on there. We'll look at that. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, see, we're learning too on there. Okay, next one.
Okay, what to do if a customer does not follow your item care instructions?
Well, you just said this. First thing, you want to talk to them. Kind of get an understanding of what happened, if it was actually something that was negligence, if they like purposely did it on purpose. The second thing would be just charge them.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward. It's kind of in the industry on that part. Now, if someone was like purposely, like if someone didn't really understand what they were doing, and then they were just having an accident, we'll work with them so they not get hit with everything. Yeah. But if someone tries to sneak it back in and hide it from you, like, we're catching that right there on there. And that drivers are really good at finding stuff now, especially since if they bring the broke stuff, they get to pay for it.
Yeah, for sure.
So
and then like the system that we have too, it kind of incentivizes them to like bring certain issues to everybody's attention. If like for instance, if stuff's not broken down that it's supposed to be or covered up, they send in pictures, and they get paid more because now they have to do more work. Then also the same thing, like you said, like nobody wants to pay for something that they didn't break, so they're checking everything and making sure that anything that they do see that's broken, that they're letting us know.
Yeah, and also the warehouse goes through it as well on there. So let's do a small recap over all of them. Let's see if you remember all of them, man, even though you wrote them. So what's number one?
Number one what?
On
for
the
this?
List. Oh, yeah, the keys to success.
Oh, man, I didn't write this, did I?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Man, my memory's horrible. I'm taking supplements for that.
Do you remember your name?
Barely. On-time delivery?
Yeah, on-time delivery. Next, accurate. Same, which is on that part. And the fourth was clean. Mm-hmm. And what's the fifth? The most important one.
Why are you going to call me out like that? No, I got bad memory. Oh.
You said all the time. You literally say it all the time.
Do what you say you will do.
So you got to do what you say you're going to do.
Hey, I never say I was going to remember all this.
You see, that's why you never say that.
Yeah.
But guys, I just want to say thank you guys so much for listening. So if you listen to on the podcast, we appreciate you so much. If you haven't already, give us a 5-star review on any of the podcasting platforms. Also to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. You get to see us. If you didn't know we look like this, we do. Yeah. On there.
And one more thing, I got a couple emails a while back, but I was getting flooded with that and all the other business stuff. So if I didn't message you back, I'm gonna try to find it. I think it's in my spam folder, but somebody asked me about the throne chairs and how to repair them and the paint and everything like that. If you listen to this, can you just message me back? That way I get those answers kind of answered for you. Or if not, maybe we'll do a video too. Like I'll bring the products here. That way you can see it too. This is how to do that, because it does happen where the wood separates a little bit. But yeah, just message us back. We do read it, and just sometimes we get kind of caught up. I don't know what day we're going to post this, but it's been like a week.
Tina.
Something like that.
No joke.
Anthony told me he could get this edited by tonight if I put it in by the evening. So maybe I'll post it tonight.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I know sometimes we'll make some videos, and then it'll take a little while to get out there. So if you see this, just shoot us back a message. And then I know we don't have the ultimate checklist here, but just like we've always said, just like we always say, if you ever need that, just hit us up. It should be in the show notes or the links in the description.
Yeah, first comment too.
Yeah, and that thing's ever growing. A lot of information. We've also had a couple consultations, so if you ever want that, just give us a holler, and then we'll work something for you, and you can pick our brain.
Yeah, subscribe. Log into your parents' account. Subscribe. Kids, everybody. It doesn't really matter. But thank you guys so much for listening and watching this. And I'm Xavier Kelly.
And I'm Eddie Sauceda.
And we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.